one of the routes to becoming a professional engineer, you should be a corporate member of IEM. So, how to become a corporate member? 1. Have an accredited engineering degree. Okay, what if your degree is unaccredited? You should attend top course or master degree, and it should be coursework, not by research. And the master degree must be recognized, otherwise it won't be acceptable by the BEM. Another option is by joining the IEM. 2. Register as a graduated engineer with BEM. 3. Have practical experience, and it should be at least 3 years. 4. Apply to site for a professional interview with IEM or BEM.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdullah Matraf, and we're going to speak on description on the relevant information section. To become a professional engineer, you can choose one of the 3 paths: the Professional Assessment Examination, Overseas Regulatory Bodies, or Institution of Engineering Malaysia, IEM. You can apply to register as a graduate engineer with the Board of Engineering Malaysia. Once you have earned an accredited engineering degree, you should have at least 3 years of practical experience, or 4 years if it is a foreign experience. Alternatively, the candidate might work as a teacher for at least 12 months as an accredited engineering degree program for the final year students. You can apply to sit for professional examination with the Institution of Engineering Malaysia IAM if you have completed the requirements, which are an examination and an interview. Thank you so much.
Now let's look at the discussion on current engineering issues regards the talk. So the current engineering issues that impacting engineering professionals with regards to the talk given is that Malaysia hungers for more professional engineers. The journey of an engineer begins from obtaining a scroll of an engineering degree till becoming a professional practitioner in the engineering field, or better known as professional engineer. Becoming a professional engineer can be considered as the highest achievement for all engineering graduates in any area. The recognition as a professional engineer will provide a sense of triumph to anyone passionate about their engineering profession. So in Malaysia, there are various sectors for our engineers to serve, including consultation, research and development, maritime, aviation, manufacturing, oil and gas, and as well as institutions of higher learning like universities as a lecturer or a teaching engineer. For our country to become a developed nation, the engineer to population ratio must be 1 to the ratio of 100. For Malaysia with a population of 32 million, the number of engineers should be 300,000. But surprisingly, based on the statistics given, the average number of engineers produced per year by the local institution of higher learning, excluding the graduates from international universities, is about 16,000. Unfortunately, the reality is that only 35% of the graduate engineers registered with the Board of Engineers Malaysia, according to the Malaysian law. Through the Registration of Engineers Act 1967, all practicing engineers must be registered with the BEM as a graduate engineer to work as an engineer legally. According to the statistic published, only 10% out of 142,000 registered graduate engineer successfully obtained the certification as a professional engineer, which is less than 4% of all engineers in Malaysia. Several reasons have been identified to be the cause of this mismatch. Firstly, some engineers thought that professional engineer status is only required for engineers who work with design and consulting firms. And some jobs do not require engineers to register as a graduate engineer. Then, some local engineers choose to work abroad, and some engineers tend to leave the engineering profession. And lastly, in some cases, the job never deals with document submissions to the authorities that require registered graduate engineer status. While the number of engineering graduates has been very encouraging in terms of quantity, Malaysia is still facing a shortage of engineers in terms of employability and retention of talents within the engineering sector and companies. Since professional engineers are crucial in bringing Malaysia to achieve a developed nation status, all engineering graduates should register as a graduate engineer before obtaining the professional engineer qualification.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Ahmed. In this part, I'm going to summarize the video presentation. So basically, the presentation discussed about the three different routes to become a professional engineer. Route A is professional assessment examination. It's when the candidate already become graduate engineer working as engineer and has obtained 3 years practical experience. The next one is Route B for a professional engineer from an overseas regulatory body. For example, chartered engineer, which can convert into professional engineer. The last one is Route C, is for the candidate who is becoming a corporate member through IEM and submit his corporate membership to the BM. Then the BM award the candidate with a professional engineer.